Hey, I'm Jamie East, and today's episode of The Smart 7 is sponsored by Vodafone Business in partnership with Samsung. If you're running a business, any kind of business, you're probably spending some time thinking about AI, what to do, how much to use it, and how to even get started. The answer could be in your pocket. The new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, powered by Vodafone Business's reliable, award-winning network, will help you unleash your productivity through brilliant built-in Galaxy AI. For example, Note Assist will automatically correct, fix the spelling, formatting and organise your meeting notes so you can stay tuned into the session without any worry. And AI continues to make headlines. This week sees the government set to roll out a new AI-powered tool called Consult, which experts estimate could save £20 million a year and free up 75,000 hours of civil service time. So of course, they're calling it Humphrey. Huh? Getting back to the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, to take advantage of all the features and change the way you do business, you'll need a Samsung account and a network connection. To find out more, search Vodafone Business Samsung, and for network verification, go to vodafone.co.uk/network. On today's Smart 7, the UK and EU strike a deal, Trump calls Putin but gets nowhere, and lots more. It's Tuesday 20th of May, it's World B-Day, and happy birthday, Cher.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Prime Minister Keir Starmer has been in deal-making mode this month, closing off a trade deal with India, with the United States, and now with the European Union. EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen was in London for the signing of the deal. Despite negotiations going down to the wire, the Prime Minister sounded jubilant.
Britain is back on the world stage, working with our partners, doing deals that will grow our economy and putting more money in the pockets of working people.
The deal covers fishing rights, trade and energy and could see the UK access the new defence fund aimed at rearming Europe in the face of Russian aggression. There are still some areas to be concluded, one of which appears to be a return to the Erasmus scheme and a plan to allow freer movement for younger people. It's also expected to see Brits allowed to use EU passport lanes to speed up European travel. The EU Commission President was sounding equally positive.
What we have agreed today is historic. It will make a real difference to people in the UK and across our union. It is a message that at a time of global instability, we in Europe stick together.
PM Starmer was talking up the merits of the deal, which he said would see the removal of restrictions on UK food and agriculture exports to the EU, which could be worth up to £9 billion per year. That was the closest he came to mentioning Brexit, but David Frost, who was Boris Johnson's chief Brexit negotiator, was seeing the deal as a step back from the freedom of Brexit.
What it's done is shifted us very significantly back towards being a rule taker. What this is doing is ensuring that in these quite important areas for our economy, we're going to get no say.
UK fishermen weren't particularly happy, and neither was Tory leader Kemi Badenoch, who was worried that the EU deal might impact the US trade deal. The general business reaction was positive, however, with the British Chamber of Commerce welcoming the potential lifting of so-called Brexit checks. Ryanair boss Michael O'Leary also sounded cheery about the new deal.
Great news. I mean, look, anything that encourages closer trading ties between the UK and Europe is to be welcomed. It won't make much difference to the European economy, but it can really transform the UK economy.
Israel finally relented on its blockade of food and aid to Gaza on Monday as it allowed 5 trucks with supplies, including baby food, into the Palestinian territory. That was described as a drop in the ocean by the UN's humanitarian chief, as he warned that over 2 million people remain at risk of a looming famine. Israeli PM Netanyahu insisted that plans for new food hubs, which will be controlled by the Israeli military, are still underway. He also had a grim warning for residents of Gaza as he outlined the next steps in Israel's war on Hamas.
We are conducting an immense, intense and tremendous battle. There is progress. We are going to take control of the entire territory of the Gaza Strip. We are not giving up, but we must do this in a way that they won't stop us.
Some of us are old enough to remember when Donald Trump promised to end Russia's war on Ukraine in 24 hours, all the way back when he was running for president last autumn. Despite his efforts, the war has dragged on, with Ukrainian President Zelensky getting most of the blame, despite the fact that Russia started the war. Monday saw Trump and Putin hold a more than 2-hour phone call. You'd almost feel sorry for Vlad, but didn't see much progress. Trump claimed on Truth Social that the tone and spirit of the call was excellent, and he made a round of phone calls to European leaders and President Zelensky afterwards. But the progress report was that talks about a ceasefire would begin soon, and Russian President Putin was back to his usual delaying tactics.
Russia will propose a memorandum on a possible future peace treaty defining several points, such as the terms of a possible conclusion of the peace agreement, including a possible ceasefire for a certain period of time if appropriate agreements are reached.
Still to come on today's Smart 7 in association with Metro, Gary Lineker hangs up his boots and your favourite cartoon is coming back right after this. Hey, it's Jamie East here, and today's episode of the Smart 7 is sponsored by Vodafone Business in partnership with Samsung. When you're running your own business, pretty much anywhere can be your office. The spare room, the back garden, or, even the local cafe. And with the power of Vodafone Business's reliable award-winning network, combined with the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, there's no limit to what you can do pretty much anywhere. For example, if you're working and caffeinating at the same time, the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra will allow you to seamlessly complete actions across a whole range of apps to find relevant information and send it where it needs to go. It can even summarise YouTube videos for you and save it to Samsung Text Notes. That's the power of AI in your pocket. And AI continues to make headlines. This week sees the government set to roll out a new AI-powered tool called Consult, which experts estimate could save £20 million a year and free up 75,000 hours of civil service time. So, of course, they're calling it Humphrey. Huh? And getting back to Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, to take advantage of all the features and change the way you do business, you'll need a Samsung account and a network connection. And if you're using the seamless action across apps, it's compatible with selected languages only. You'll also need a Google account login, and the availability of search functions may vary by country, language and device. To find out more, search Vodafone Business Samsung, and for network verification, go to vodafone.co.uk/network. Welcome back. This week sees the Premier League winding down with games on Monday and Tuesday before the last day of the season on Sunday. And the week also sees Man United and Spurs go head-to-head in Bilbao for the Europa League final. Freshly crowned Premier League champions Liverpool were in Brighton on Monday night, not on their holidays, but it seemed as though they were in holiday mode. Brighton, on the other hand, were chasing 8th place in the table and the possibility of European football next season. The game ended 3-2 to Brighton after they twice had to come from behind, and manager Fabian Herzler was pleased with his team.
We showed character, we showed personality, we showed the belief in ourselves, and that's what I'm really proud of this group today.
This Sunday sees the Premier League season wrap up, and it won't just be the end of the season, it'll be the end of an era, as Gary Lineker bids farewell to Match of the Day. His BBC retirement appears to have been hurried up by some unwise posting last week, which saw him accused of anti-Semitism. So he's off this Sunday earlier than expected and will miss next summer's World Cup, but he is 64 and has a podcast empire on the side, so don't feel too sad. He posted a suitably apologetic farewell on Insta on Monday.
Last week I shared a post here on Instagram that contained an emoji that has awful connotations. I've stood up for minorities and humanitarian issues and against all forms of racism all of my life. So I think it's best for all concerned that I step down from BBC presenting duties altogether.
If you're a Cartoon Network connoisseur, you'll be delighted to hear that the amazing world of Gumball is definitely coming back. The 6th season of the cartoon show about Gumball and his adopted brother, the goldfish Darwin, finished in 2019, so it's been a while. The new version, which is technically season 7, has had a bit of a name change. It's now The Wonderfully Weird World of Gumball, but the good news is most of the original cast are back, and the show picks up pretty much where it left off. It's due to drop later this year on Disney+.
Ah, dude, we're late for school. How late? About 7 years.
5 more minutes.
You've You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.
When your workforce, tech stack, and business needs are evolving all at once, you need HCM software that moves just as fast. That's why Paylocity builds what's next, providing innovative and simplified solutions for clients to tackle the real challenges they face every day. From AI-driven insights to automated workflows across HR, finance, and IT, Paylocity's platform doesn't just keep up, it leads. It's time to simplify complexity, drive results, and move forward together. Start now at paylocity.com/simplified.